What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, friends and family? How y'all feeling today? Yeah, I seen it was a great show last night. It's a really, really, really great show last night. What up, K Cooper? It's Friday. And you know what? Y'all in for a treat because y'all get Millionaire Morning Show on Saturday and Sunday this week. February is crazy for me. February, it's pronounced February, right? February is crazy for me. What car is that in the Teach Hanley commercial? That is a Ferrari. That was a Ferrari in a Teach Hanley commercial. Yeah. Trill, what are you talking about? Supreme Court. I guess we'll have to dive into that today, huh? You love the weekend joints? So for everybody that's working on the weekends, rest assured I will be working with you. I will be keeping you guys up to date on what's going on in these streets and we will be going from there. So, yes. Life is interesting. What's going on, friend? Man, last night was hilarious. How didn't I read your super chat? I always read the super chats. When are you going to the White House? Had to cancel going in February because got birthdays. Listen, family is always going to be priority. Family is always going to be priority. And I will tell y'all this. I'm going to read these super chats and these cash apps shortly also. I will tell y'all this too. Sometimes like when you go to birthdays and holidays and you know family comes in and flies in and stuff like that, we celebrate whatever we celebrate, right? Let's say you got a Christmas dinner or a Thanksgiving dinner or a birthday or whatever like that, right? You celebrate whatever you celebrate, but I will also tell you that what comes with that is you get what you need too. You know what I'm saying? Because you so in the thick of it, all you do is work. You taking care of business. You in the studio all the time. You're networking. You in the city. You're traveling. You always on airplanes. And sometimes you don't get an opportunity to slow down and talk to family and stuff like that. So I will tell you that you know getting out of the city and off of airplanes sometimes, even if it's only temporary, for you to step outside of that norm is for me at least crucial because then the schedule will pick back up, and then you out taking care of this business and you out taking care of that business. And it reminds you that also that 99% of what you interact with on the internet is not a real place. It's just a digital town hall. The gossip girls, the content, all of that stuff. Like, and I tell y'all this, I've said this 1,000 times, that if I wasn't actually creating content on the internet, I would not even be on the internet. Like, ain't nowhere in the world you would see me with a social media profile. I was one of the last people to join Instagram. I was one of the last people to join TikTok. And the only thing I cared about is YouTube, because I felt like YouTube um, was the future. You know what I'm saying? It was the future. So I don't care about all of that other stuff. Like, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Life is incredible. It is absolutely incredible. And what makes it incredible is not the cars, it's not the clothes, it's not the watches, it's not the first class flights, it's not the experiences. It's it's the things that actually matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell you that even in family and even with people that's closest to you, like, there's going to be people that throw hissy fits, people that get in their feelings, or people that hit you up. I had people hit me up that I ain't seen in 10 years that ran into a family member, and then the family member was like, hey, such and such want to see you. And then they call you on FaceTime, or it'd be people in your life that they don't really have no problems, but they want to make it seem like it's a bigger deal than it really is, so that you can pay more attention to them. It's like, when you comb through all of the BS, the only thing that really matters is the fact that you are happy, healthy, in a great space, and you don't have no debt. That's rich. Hear me, listen to me. Being rich, a lot of times we like to equate it to money, to a financial situation. That's not what rich is, because you can always make more money, right? You can always get more resources. A poverty mindset is to subject yourself to the mindset of what everybody else wants for you, instead of doing what you know to do. Being rich is having people that love you, care for you, being in good health, not having to worry about no money because you ain't got no debt, and to keep winning as far as continuing to focus on your purpose. And everything else falls into place. That's why we bag chasers. That's why we bag chasers. Because bag chasers is chasing the thing that makes the most sense, doing the right thing and getting it the right way, understanding all of the money comes with it. That's how you don't sell out. That's how you stay true to your purpose. That's how you stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing my daughter's eyes light up because of the gifts that she got, that's meaningful. You know what I'm saying? That means more than all of this other nonsense. So the show goes on. Life is good. Oh, let me congratulations to Carrie too. Shout out to y'all for getting Carrie over 1,000 subscribers. I was talking to Carrie this morning. Carrie wants me to tell you guys that she's very thankful. She's very thankful for y'all getting her over 1,000 subscribers. All right. All right, y'all ready to get started with the show? Because I got to get back into the studio today. I can't keep wallowing in brotherhood and all of this stuff that slow you down. And then next thing you know, you're talking about, what, I'm about to take a sabbatical. Ain't no sabbaticals, ain't no quitting, ain't no slowing down, ain't none of that. Family came over here, messed me up on the live stream yesterday. I had to focus on them. Okay, all right, now y'all got to get out the way. Listen, I love y'all. Y'all held me down. Y'all did all of that. Now y'all got to get going. Get going now. I do want to bring my cars out, but the weather ain't broke the way I wanted it to. I got you, dainty lady. I got you. Carry a celeb now. She got mobbed at the Kroger. All right, so y'all are gonna be the ones that determine what happened in the show today. Let's get this Prince Andrew situation. We got a lot to cover, but I'm also taking into consideration what y'all saying because I want to make sure that y'all get recognized and y'all get y'all stuff off. So I got a lot of things to choose between and to choose from, and we definitely gonna get there. But let me see if I can get some real stuff up here first. New York homeowners react to property tax hikes. I'm gonna go over to this Supreme Court situation in a second. Let me get this on the screen for y'all.
With the breaking news, the bombshell arrest of the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, former Prince Andrew, the brother of King Charles, arrested. It's believed the first British royal arrested in nearly 400 years. Andrew, Mountbatten Windsor, in custody, held for about 11 hours. Tonight, here are the images showing him in the backseat of a vehicle as he was leaving the police station just a short time ago. Police searching his home source vehicle as he was.
That's a crazy picture right there. That's a crazy picture right there. Yo, they ain't got no blacked out cars. Where's the cars with the blackout in the front of it? Ain't he like former royalty and all of this stuff? Come on, man. Don't let him catch you slipping like that, Prince.
Was leaving the police station just a short time ago. Police searching his home, sources telling ABC News the royal family received no prior notice. Andrew is under investigation on suspicion of misconduct in public office over his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew reportedly arrested after the files released by the U.S. Justice Department allegedly show he may have shared confidential information with Jeffrey Epstein while Andrew was serving as the trade envoy for the UK.
So let me ask y'all a question again, because we talked about this a little bit last night and I didn't have the opportunity to express my thoughts today. Why do y'all think that he would share information with Jeffrey Epstein? Because I seen immediately y'all was feeling some type of way when I said, nah, that's not about the kids. It ain't got nothing to do with the kids. Anton, you're wrong. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. At the end of the day, it's about power and control. It's about power and control. It's 100% about leverage, and it's 100% about using that leverage in order to exert more power and more control and to make more money. And don't think for 1 second that the kids are not an integral part of that. An integral part of that. Did they have nasty, ugly fetishes that involved kids? 100%. Did they also use that in order to have leverage to get all of the information that they wanted and to be able to do the things that they wanted to do? 100%. He was, finally somebody figured it out. Everybody kept trying to ask, well, what did Jeffrey Epstein do? How does he make his money? How does he do this? How did he do that? Nigga, information is power, and power is control, and control gets you the money, and then you have the access to do what you wanted to do when you wanted to do it. He was nothing more than a person that provided information and had all of the secrets and the sources. And when you can do that, you can control everything. You know what Jeffrey Epstein's problem was? Y'all want to know what Jeffrey Epstein's problem was? Jeffrey Epstein's problem was no different than Frank on American Gangster. He started becoming too visible. He started taking pictures with being in the mix, being in the know. That's how Jeffrey Epstein wound up getting caught up. It's because he was too visible. He started showing out. Listen, Him showing up with all of these people might as well have put on a chinchilla coat. He might as well have put on a chinchilla coat. Do you know that I believe that as soon as Jeffrey Epstein fell, another king took his place. It ain't no different than the dope game, except we do it on a lower level when it's in the hood. He wanted to be a star. That's correct. He wanted to be seen. He wanted to rub elbows. He started talking too much. And that was his downfall. He was all in the videos, Azriel, 100%. He started being way too visible. And instead of him moving the way that he was, because you know what happens whenever there's somebody gets arrested. Let's say they take down a huge kingpin in the hood, right? The person that's controlling a huge part of the territory. You know what happens? Somebody steps in their place. You know what never happens? They never stop selling drugs in the communities. You don't think that the Fenty lean is still happening over there on Philadelphia? I'm going to be over there. I'm going to document it myself. You don't think that everybody, all of that you think that they stopped selling drugs when he got arrested? You think that they stopped capturing children when he got arrested? Hell no. What, you think that children is safe now all of a sudden because Jeffrey Epstein? Listen, all we getting is the sensationalized version. Y'all didn't really get nothing. I'm saying, Fa Brown, it's next man up. That's all it is next man up. So when you see the Prince Andrew get arrested, you know what happens? Nothing. Life goes on, the beat goes on, and they get somebody else to take his place. And you know what's going to happen next year after we get all of the documents? Everybody going to forget, and then they're going to be focusing on when did he get out of jail. That's it. They're going to be focusing on when did he get out of jail.
The late Virginia Giuffre.
Do you know why? You know why Corey is still getting all of his shows canceled? You know why they focusing on Corey so much? Because Corey won't stop digging. If Corey got back on 5150 and start telling jokes again and start, focusing on what he do best, in 3-4 months, everything will be over and he will go back to being normal and nobody won't care. I'm keeping it 100. Listen, I don't like him. Jason A-Team says digging what? Digging a hole. If you don't want to keep falling, all you got to do is stop digging and throwing dirt on top of yourself. Really, seriously. But guess what? He's not going. You know why I'm willing to say this publicly? Because you know what he's not going to do? He's not going to stop digging. You know why? Because he's stuck in his ways. You know what I do when people start talking? I capitalize off of it and I make more. I jump more in the algorithm. I capitalize off of it. You know what most people can't do whenever they get caught up in something, or whenever this internet is feeling some type of way about them? You know what they do? They usually get in their feelings and they start trying to defend themselves. For what? The truth don't need no defense. All you got to do is keep doing what you've been doing. Keep working. Guess what they're going to do? Tune in. You just got more fans now. But most people get in their feelings and they feel some type of way about it. You know why? Because their whole identity is wrapped up in what they do online. It's no different than what you see for people on their job. You know why most people crash out? Do you know why? I'll give y'all. I'm gonna give y'all some game. Do you know why when people retire? Because I've seen this 1,000 times. Do you know why when old guys retire from the plant or when they retire from their job, do you know why their health go in complete disrepair and they wind up dying shortly after they leave the job? Do you know why? Because I've studied this, right? Do you know why people over in Japan, they have the longest lifespan? It's not just because of the food. It's people here in the United States of America that live to be over 100 years old, and they eat pork and they eat beef and they don't care about nothing and they smoke cigarettes. You know why? You know why a lot of these people live longer, or when they die right after they retire from their job? Because their identity is tied into the job itself. They lose a piece of themselves when they walk away from the job. That routine is a part of their life. They stop at that same store every day. They get a newspaper every day. They speak to the same clerk every day. They flirt with the same person that's letting them in and raising up the gate, the little young girl that's life for them. They flirt with her every day. They go into the plant, they shuck and jab, they make their rounds, they got a routine. You can predict exactly where they're going to walk every single day, all the way through the entire plant. And when they get forced to retire, man, listen, that little $150,000 or $200,000 that they paying them in order to leave, they don't care about that money. They didn't already raise their kids, their house is paid off. They don't care nothing about it. Ain't nothing that they can buy that's going to give them any more life than what they are. So what am I telling you? I'm telling you that most people's identities is wrapped up in what they do for a living, because they don't have any real substance in their life. They don't have God at the forefront of their life. They don't have family or people that love them or people that hold them down. They live on the internet. Their identities is tied into how other people feel about them. And they don't look at this as a job. They don't look at this as an opportunity. They think that a nigga typing in their drawers on their couch in between playing PlayStation and what their opinion means matters. And so it weighs on them and it affects their behavior. But guess what we don't stop doing? We don't stop providing information in the Patreon. We don't stop streaming. We don't stop dropping videos on the Anton Daniels channel. And we definitely don't stop live streaming on After Hours. So a lot of these people are making their decisions based off of what's going on. Let's continue with Prince Andrew. Just giving you a little bit of game.
Ray had long accused Andrew of sexual assault when she was 17. He denied it. Years later, he settled with Giuffre in a civil suit. Tonight, what her family is now saying about his arrest. And this evening here, King Charles releasing a statement insisting, quote, the law must take its course. President Trump responding to the arrest tonight. ABC's chief international correspondent James Longman leading us off now from London tonight.
Tonight, the face of a man who's lost everything. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the former prince, shrinking into the back seat of a car, driven from a police station after becoming the first royal to be arrested in modern British history.
Good afternoon, Your Majesty.
In London, Andrew's brother, King Charles, tight-lipped.
Your Majesty, how are you feeling after your brother's arrest?
Why do people care so much about the royal family? Their entire position is like what their entire position is not even they don't even have any real power to do anything. Like they're given money, they're given their jobs, they don't actually do anything as far as policy wise or legislative. All they are is they're highly paid influencers over in the UK. That's it. I'm going to talk about the Supreme Court in a second, Slan. They're highly paid influencers in the UK. That is all the royal family is. They're peak social media influencers. I don't understand why people are so immersed in the royal family, but
Spoken to your brother.
I'm not from the UK, so I wouldn't know.
Your Majesty.
It was at the King's private estate in Sandringham where police arrested Andrew early this morning. Charles was not there, and sources tell us he had no advance notice. In an extraordinary statement, the King saying what now follows is the full, fair and proper process, pledging the authorities will have his full and wholehearted support and cooperation, and declaring, let me state clearly, the law must take its course. The former prince, already largely banished from the royal family over his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Files recently released by the Justice Department include bizarre photos of Andrew kneeling over a young woman.
How can you get caught up getting a picture taken of you like this? What fool? How did they have meta glasses back then or something? What fool is getting himself caught up by getting pictures taken of himself like this? What an idiot. What a dummy. What a dummy. How? That's listen, my question isn't even the same questions as a lot of these other people. My question is this: how did they get all of these photos of these people posing in front of these girls or with these girls or hanging over these girls? How is this a thing? Was they drunk? Was they on Molly? Did they take some lean? How did they get all of these pictures of these fools? Chris Brown don't even let girls bring their phones around.
Lying on the floor. Today's arrest, which police say is related to suspicion of misconduct in public office, apparently stems from something else. DOJ files raising questions about whether Andrew, while serving as a British trade envoy, shared confidential information with Epstein. In his disastrous interview with the BBC, Andrew acknowledged their relationship had opened doors.
Do you regret the whole friendship with Epstein?
Now, still not. And the reason being is that the people that I met and the opportunities that I was given to learn, either by him or because of him, were actually very useful.
Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these cash apps and super chats. We're going to head over to the Supreme Court and see what y'all talking about, because I am completely unfamiliar. And that's what happens when you get detached, I think, from the internet, and then you cut it on and you're like, wait a minute, what is all of this stuff that didn't happen? First of all, shout out to Mike, that dude on Cash App. Mike, man, I appreciate you, Mike. Thank you, bro. Thank you. And my dog, Spencer Campbell, says, good morning, AD and the Bag Chasers. If y'all are not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Fatir Wood says, global tariffs struck down. Is it too early for a new stock club to taking this change into account? Let me see what's happening, Fatir. I'm going to look into it. Coach Chris says, AD, when you got laid off in the early 2000s, mid-2000s, did you take some time to think and regroup, or were you immediately motivated to chase the bag again? Man, I was getting out of there. What am I going to sit and think about? It's time to go get a bag. I had moves to make, baby. I had to go figure out how to go get a car. And so I stacked my cheese, went and bought a car at auction. I eliminated all of my bills because I wasn't going to be able to afford to pay all of them bills anyway. I allowed for my cars to get repossessed. I wasn't going to keep on trying to hold on to those. Moved back into my mom's crib, in my mom's basement, my mom and my father's basement. Immediately went and got an overnight job working at Home Depot stocking shelves. And see, we didn't have Uber and DoorDash and Grubhub and all of that stuff back then. So your hustle was your effort. You know what I'm saying? So you had to get out there and get into the streets. And then I went and got a sales job, and then I went to the library and I filled out a FAFSA. And I went back to school, and I went to community college, and then I got back in the mud as far as really getting into my craft and working on the things from a business perspective. One of my businesses took off, so that was a lot of income, and then I wound up making a lot of money on the tail end of that, and then everything was up from there. But I ain't had no time to be sitting there wallowing, thinking, playing video games? What is there to talk about? You got to go get that money. Shout out to you, Coach Chris. I wasn't motivated. I was afraid. I was afraid. I was fearful of what my life was going to turn out like, because I had a daughter that was born in 2008. In the height of the crisis, I didn't have time to think about it. I had time. It was go time. It was go time. I wasn't about to sit there, think about it, find a therapist. It's go time. It's been up ever since. Shout out to you, Coach Chris. says, sometimes I feel like I'm stealing advice from you because I apply it to my life. Don't let all of the questions. No, I like it. Good questions. Y'all keep asking the questions. I'm going to keep giving y'all the insight. You listen to Eric Thomas, thoughts on his content. Eric Thomas got me through a lot of dark times in my life. I went and seen Eric Thomas in, was it Indiana or was it Cleveland? Because whatever reason, Eric Thomas never did a show or never did a conference here in Detroit. But by that time, I was back up when I went and seen him in Cleveland. But yeah, man, I just use it as motivation. I stopped listening to music so much because I had developed a music site and I started listening to content. And so I would listen to Eric Thomas. Shout out to ET. 80, do you agree with Warren Buffett? I just heard him say the hourly employee is a waste of time. You should be building and betting on yourself. 100%. An employee is having a job should be a means to an end. It shouldn't be a part of your identity. Jesse V. Royalty says, good morning, AD and the Bag Chasers. My husband and I work smarter since we've been taking AD's advice. We just want to say thank you and we love your content. I love you more. And shout out to your husband. Shout out to all of y'all. Intentionally Me says JB Pritzker, Lori Lightfoot, and Brandon Johnson lost the Bears business. Yeah, let me talk about that too. Hey, I'm going to leave that up intentionally. We're going to talk about that. Chris Cunningham says the Supreme Court just ruled against tariffs 6-3. I'm about to talk about that. Jeremy, what up, Jeremy? I appreciate you. Eric Harris says, when Carrie is going to show up for work? Carrie is doing fine. Listen. You know what's so funny? It's funny that when she was there every single night and she wasn't taking a break from social media or anything like this, that it was so many people that was hating on her and so many people that was saying, oh man, you don't need her and so on and so forth. Then all of a sudden you miss her for a couple weeks and all of a sudden it's, wait a minute, is she ever coming back? Is she going to show up to work? That's funny. That is so funny. Carrie is doing great. Jeremy Conrad says, Uncle Tom Dog, how can I monetize Chicago's inevitable downfall? 3-week-old bag chaser. By getting out of there and waiting for the entire thing to collapse and then going back in and buying everything up. That's how. Yes, Carrie got like 4 kids, bro. Young kids. She got it, man. Listen. Chris Park says, can you explain why Obamacare was so bad? Was insurance cheaper before? I'm going to save this one. And I'm going to address it on the end. So some of these I'm going to save. D. Guillory. And thank you, Chris Parks. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. D. Guillory. Thank you, D. Guillory. Somebody said Carrie's husband ain't with the BS. I know Carrie's husband. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm cool with him. I coach him. Y'all niggas don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all have no clue what y'all talking about. D. Guillory says, conveniently, you care about everything but the connection to Israel and how they occupy our government. This administration mean that much to you? Well, let me say something about this, D. Guillory. I do a lot of research, and I'm digging through the Epstein files, and I also do a lot of research on Israel. But the one thing about Israel is I don't know enough about it. And every piece of information, it seems, that you find online is all what people think and what they believe. It's all based off of what people think and what they believe. And if you know me, then you know that I don't like to talk about or speculate about what the truth is. I like to speak on things based off of what I know. So if you are looking for more insight about their connection to Israel or whatever that is, then maybe you should go and like look at Myron or look at some other people's until I can more or less familiarize myself with everything Israel related. I've even said multiple different times on this platform that I don't understand why our president is so gung-ho about supporting Israel. I don't understand it. Not to the level that I feel comfortable enough to give my opinion and speak to it. And so I'm trying to understand why you believe that I need to give my opinion on that when I give my opinion on everything else. And if I don't understand it to the point to where I believe I can speak intelligently about it and give my opinion versus just giving my theory, then that's what I'm going to do. And it's a lot of people in the chat that feel the same way. I'm just the first person to actually admit it. I'm the person that'll say, well, I don't really get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why this is whatever it is or whatever, so on and so forth. And so instead of taking that into consideration and just getting your information with regard to that, y'all want me to speak down on something. I can't speak towards something that I don't understand. So if you feel that way, then I apologize for you feeling that way, but I don't understand it to the point to where I really need to understand it. Yeah, I'll come up there in a second. Well, no, go ahead. Go ahead. I got you. And again, everybody that talks about it, they always talk about it and giving their opinion. They don't really give their perspective based off of facts. They give in a theory, and then it feeds more into the propaganda. And I don't want to do that. Jay Original Dead Presidents finally hit streaming. He must have got that catalog back. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, you gonna listen to Baby Keem album? I'm gonna try to listen to as much as I can. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says judge rejected KVD's motion to toss the evidence. Let me dig into this Supreme Court situation. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find out what's going on here. Stephen A. mad at the Knicks because they got mollywopped by the Pistons and we ain't even got either one of our centers last night. That's unfortunate.
News alert for you. It's finally here. The Supreme Court has made a decision on President Trump's tariffs. This is a huge case, a big ruling. It comes right before the State of the Union. And Shannon Bream, of course, is standing by with us. Shannon, do we have an initial thought on what the ruling is?
We do. We've got a very fractured opinion, but initially what it says, we know it's authored, the primary opinion, by the Chief Justice, and says essentially that this IEPA, this law that grants the president emergency powers, did not, it looks like by this first blush reading by the Chief Justice here, does not give him the power to levy these tariffs that he's levied. The part of this initial opinion says, the words regulate and importation, the president says that gives him the independent power to impose tariffs on imports from any country, any product, any rate, any time. These words, it says, cannot bear such weight. We know we've got a dissent by Justice Kavanaugh, by Thomas and Alito, it looks like. And those were the three we thought during the arguments, if anyone would be persuaded to allow the president to move forward with these tariffs, they would be the ones to do it. So at first blush, like I said, there are multiple parts and concurrences to this opinion, but it looks like what the primary holding is going to be is that these tariffs cannot be used in the way that the president had tried to use them. Let me get you to the closing paragraph that we have in this initial opinion here. It says, the president asserts the extraordinary power to unilaterally impose tariffs of unlimited amount, duration, and scope. In light of the breadth, history, and constitutional context of that asserted authority, he must identify clear congressional authorization to exercise it, meaning if he wants to do it, he's got to show that Congress has allowed him to do it. But they say IEPA, this emergency powers law, contains no reference to tariffs or duties. The government points to no statute in which Congress used the word regulate to authorize taxation. And until now, no president has ever read IEPA to confer such powers. We claim no special competence in matters of economics or foreign affairs, but we claim only, as we must, the limited role assigned to us by Article 3 of the Constitution. Fulfilling that role, we hold that IEPA does not authorize the president to impose tariffs. We'll keep reading. That is the first blush, authored by the Chief Justice John Roberts.
Shannon Bream, thank you so much. Bill Malutian is with me, and we will anchor through this hour. This is big breaking news, everyone. And Jonathan Turley is a constitutional law attorney and George Washington law professor. He's a Fox News contributor. We have been waiting for this decision. It is finally here. I don't think the White House will be surprised, even though they will be disappointed. They will probably vehemently disagree. But this as at least definitive, it sounds like, Jonathan, from the Supreme Court, that this was not allowed.
It is indeed. And this is what some of us predicted. This was a case where the administration was at a disadvantage. IEPA does not refer to tariffs, and tariffs are a big deal under the Constitution. It's a critical form of revenue that is left to Congress. And I thought that the administration did a terrific job in front of the Supreme Court. They could not have argued this case better, in my view. But you can't really escape that language. And right out of the bat, when that oral argument began, the Chief Justice John Roberts said, this is a tax. And you could almost hear the administration gulping, because that's not what they wanted the justices to take from their argument. But
let me share this article that I just pulled up that kind of gives a little bit more insight. It says the Supreme Court struck down Donald Trump's global tariff on Friday in a 6-3 decision that centered on tariffs imposed under emergency powers law. So what does that mean for the future of tariffs? It means that Trump can still impose tariffs, but not under the fast acting law that he previously used. In the Supreme Court's decision, a majority found that the Constitution very clearly gives the Congress powers to impose taxes, including tariffs. Trump's reciprocal tariffs on most countries in April 2025 to address the trade deficits that he declared a national emergency. Those came after he imposed duties on Canada, China, and Mexico to address the drug trafficking emergency. The economic impact of Trump's tariffs has been estimated at some $3 trillion over the next decade, according to the Congressional Budget Office. The Treasury has collected more than $133 billion from import taxes the president has imposed under the emergency powers law. It goes on to say that the Supreme Court decision doesn't stop Trump from imposing tariffs under other laws, and it remains unclear if his administration will make that attempt. So this is what I'm taking from this whole situation. It tells me that he has to work with Congress in order to justify implementing tariffs on other countries that ultimately would have went into the coffers of the United States of America. What it also tells me is there are a lot of people that are so much against this administration that they are willing to destroy the American economy and do what's best for American citizens and remove powers from the president, which also sets the precedent for future presidents. They're willing to remove power from presidents in order to try to ensure that they can maintain power within their own sphere. According to the different articles that I've read already, it doesn't mean that he has to stop tariffs completely, but if he wants to be able to do so without any kind of problems from the Supreme Court, then he has to go through Congress in order to implement it, which I kind of already knew that because, as I've already told you guys, Congress are the ones that control the purse strings of the United States of America. Now, it's two things that we have to take from this, okay? The first thing that we have to take from this is this. In the event that this is implemented, and let's say, for example, that the President of the United States of America cannot in any way, shape, or form implement tariffs. Let's just assume the worst, right? Which means that it gives power back to other countries to do what they want to do when they want to do and take advantage of the American economy and the American people. Do we then lay the blame of what happens financially to the United States of America and to its consumers solely at the feet of Congress? Do we close out the president and remove him from being responsible for what happens financially to the United States of America and its economy? And do we solely lay that at the feet of Congress? And number two, here's the second thing that we take from this. do we feel confident enough to actually give Congress control, 100% control over what happens to the United States of America financially? I think that we have some of the most incompetent. You just seen AOC in Munich. I believe that we have some of the most incompetent politicians, and it's largely based off of the idea that they are elected from the people that then represent them. And so who you see in Congress is a reflection of the incompetence of the people. I think that we have some of the worst people in Congress that you can ever think of in your entire life. And the fact that they don't even have term limits is crazy to me. And then, Rayshawn, we have people that will sit here and tell us that voting doesn't matter. That we should not be participating, educating ourselves, or allowing ourselves to participate in the political process. We have people that will sit here and say to us that voting doesn't matter on a local level, on a national level, in no way, shape, or form does it matter. Trump and his administration is the only people that are fighting for us, to be honest with y'all. They're the only people that's fighting for us. They're the only people that's preventing this country from being completely taken over, bro. It's so messed up. It is so messed up. His administration, honestly, I honestly believe in my heart, it's the last hope for America. And the reason that I say that is because, and I'm not just talking about financially, I'm talking about even when it comes to our cultural norms, the things that we validate, allowing for men and women's bathrooms, children to transition, diversity, equity, and inclusion, gay rights. Shit, bro. War. People are warmongers and preventing other countries from taking advantage of us. It's the last thing that we got, honestly. It's the last thing that we got. It's the only thing we got. If the last administration, the Biden Kamala Harris administration, is any indication of the future for the United States of America, if this administration is not solely and wholly in control of what's happening and can't implement things that they have the power to implement, we are in trouble, bro. We are in absolute trouble. Honest to God. It's so messed up. It is so messed up. And if we're allowing for other countries to take advantage of us in the way that Clinton envisioned it, and the Bushes envisioned it, and the Obama administration envisioned it, we in trouble, bro. We are in trouble. And you know how I know we in trouble? Because I get to travel the world, research international policy, and see what's going on. I was talking to my daughter last night, and we was talking about spending an entire summer in Europe, just traveling all through it. Not this summer, but a future summer in Europe and stuff, and what that would look like. And so we mapping that out and just spending summers in different countries to better understand their finance, economic system, culture, how they move, how they do things, and all of that stuff. Because we are so interested in understanding things on an international level at this point. And the more research that I do, the more I understand it, the more I understand how they do things from an economic perspective. Their entire goal is world takeover, world dominance. Everything they do is with the United States of America in mind. Everything that China does, everything that Russia does, everything that North Korea does, they do it with the United States of America in mind. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Before I read super chats, I want to share something with y'all really quickly.
I like her. Please.
I like him too. One thing I like about him, he keeps it real, just like Grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched, I rallied, I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
You know, it's so funny. I was doing more research on Jesse Jackson, and I know that the Black community only cares about what's happening currently with Coy Leroy and Justin LeBoy or whoever it is that's popular on Instagram, Love is Blind, Real Housewives of Indiana, some crap like that, right? And I'm doing my research, and I'm looking at it, and I'm realizing that Donald Trump was actually one of the biggest supporters of Jesse Jackson. And now liberals are coming for the grandmother. So let me guess. It only matters. The only thing that matters is if you are against Donald Trump. Is the only thing that matters when you against Donald Trump. Y'all coming for grandma? Listen, if grandma is on the chopping block, everybody is on the chopping block. HBCUs don't have to keep going back and forth to the White House every year looking for funding because of Trump. Opportunity zones so that you can have investments into your own cities because of Trump. Crime has largely stopped in places like Memphis and DC and Black communities where they had the highest crime rates because of Trump. Whereas Democrats for years been playing in your faces, using crime to continue to steal more money and funnel it into their own pockets, and saying that they needed more money from the federal government because they never really tried to solve the problem. They only wanted to patch it up enough to where it keeps bleeding and for crime to continue to happen inside of y'all communities. Actually started getting illegal migrants out of y'all communities. Actually want to stop crime. I've never seen such foolishness where people were arguing against the National Guard for helping the police departments in local municipalities and large predominantly black neighborhoods so that you can actually stop crime in your neighborhoods. People really did vote against that. They really was advocating against that. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. You hate another person so much that you would rather hurt yourself. I just want somebody to tell me this, because whenever we have these discussions, whether it's election season or it's not election season, or you got grandma up here standing up for them, this is what I want to know. And this is a question over the years that I have never, ever, ever heard any black person or any Democrat ever answer. What has Democrats, any of them, Clinton, Obama, Kamala, Biden, Brandon Johnson, Karen Bass, Lori Lightfoot, Tiffany Henyard, Eric Adams, what has Democrats done for you in your lifetime? I'm not even going to say over the last 4 years, 6 years, 10 years. In your lifetime, what has Democrats done for you? Ever. Ever. Why are y'all so loyal to a party that has never done anything for you? Has never even asked you, what do you want? The only time that they have ever asked you what you want is when Kamala Harris was proposing to curb weed laws for black men. And then the guy said, well, listen, if you want our vote, then we want y'all to update family court laws. And they was like, they wouldn't even talk to Ice Cube. They wouldn't even talk to Ice Cube. What I'm asking y'all very plainly is, what has Democrats done for you? Any of you in any city across the United States of America? Whether they was in the White House, whether they were in Congress, whether they were governors, shit, Wes Moore is over there tearing y'all out the frame in Maryland. Wes Moore is tearing y'all out the frame in Maryland. Pillaged our schools. Man, black people and black Democrats stole so much money out of the school system. It's insane. Stole, raped, killed, steal, destroyed everything that they can get their hands on. And y'all love them for it. Y'all praise them for it. And then they said, all right, well, we got their vote now. We're going to focus on the migrants. We're going to focus on gay people. They don't even look at y'all as a priority. They don't ask y'all about nothing inside of y'all community. You just expected to vote Democrat just because they said that you got to vote Democrat. They don't even ask y'all what y'all, they don't even look for y'all no more. They know that the vote is coming. All you got to do is put I'm running as a Democrat, and you got their vote. Beat out everybody else in the field. I'm running as a Democrat is rolling. They just tore y'all out the frame, bro. Democrats have done more to hurt not only America, But black people, the history of Democrats have done more to hurt black people. From then, before we was born, and all the way up until now, they have done so much to hurt black people. It is so crazy, bro. It is so insane. Kamala Harris don't care nothing about y'all. The only reason she popped out was to sell a book. She popped out to sell a book and then she popped back in. Ask me, bro, what community, what black community, what black platform, what any platform has she appeared on since the election? Obama don't fuck with y'all. This nigga pop up in a barbershop once every 3 years in Chicago, and then y'all praise him for, oh, Obama. Give him a circle jerk. Michelle Obama don't even pop up on the black platform. She be popping up on Call Her Daddy. She don't even fuck with y'all. Nigga, she ain't on Club Shay Shay, none of that shit. She on Call Her Daddy. Nigga, they not circulating no money in y'all community. They not putting they not breaking bread with y'all. They not pulling up on y'all platforms. They not doing none of that. None of that. Nigga, you ain't got their number. You can't get it. You can't get in touch with nobody that can get in touch with Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, Kamala Harris. You don't have the ability. I know how to get in touch with people that's connected to the president. At least he available. At least he pop out. He be popping out like, hey man, Black History Month. Yo, we partying at the White House. Let's get it. Where grandma at? We gonna have her lead prayer. At least, listen, at least Trump brought in pastors from the black church to pray for him, to remove the curses off of the White House and off of the United States of America so that he can start to do the things that's best for the people, even though they're gonna hate him for it. The only time that black Democrats care about y'all in the church is when they want to advocate for running for president of the United States of America. They don't even care about y'all niggas. Not even accessible. Not even accessible. Ain't even a little bit accessible. What am I reaching? How am I reaching? How am I reaching? What did I say that's not true? At any point, what did I say that's not true? Because I will tell you, I've met the president more than once. I've met the president of the United States of America more than once. How many of y'all can actually say that y'all was kicking it with Kamala Harris? How many of y'all could ever say that y'all even shook the hand of Kamala Harris? You've never shook the hand of Kamala Harris. You've never even kicked it with Obama. He ain't never even looked your way. None of y'all can say that y'all ever in any way, shape, or form did anything with Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, none of them. They don't come to your neighborhoods. They not advocating for money in your community. They don't give a fuck about you, and they best friends don't even look like you. I'm just asking. I'm genuinely asking. Because all of the black Republicans, they pull up. Met Byron Donalds. It's easy to get in touch with any of the black Republicans. You can get in touch with them tomorrow. Y'all so weak. You're so weak. So weak for these people. You're so weak. Oh, I can't believe y'all worship these people and they don't even like you. They don't even like you, bro. They don't even like y'all. Honestly, you don't have no access to them. You can't get nothing done in your community. They didn't fund y'all HBCUs. They didn't even help y'all with HBCUs. Trump came through and said, I see you y'all little poor HBCUs over there. I'm going to give y'all repeated funding regularly to where y'all ain't got to keep coming back to the White House and begging even after I'm out of office, and y'all never appreciated him for it. I know why, though, because a lot of y'all can't read. A lot of y'all can't read. A lot of y'all can't read. Hey, mama, can you help me with my homework? You can't read. Ladies, you want to know why it's so hard for you to get this guy to be emotionally intelligent in your eyes, in your opinion? You keep sending him these long-ass text messages. He can't read. You think he disconnected. Okay, baby. Okay. He not saying okay because he don't like you or he can't respond to you. It's because he can't read. You got to talk to this nigga in emojis. Heart eyes. You got to talk to him. If you want to get this nigga to respond to you intelligently, you got to talk to him. Either you got to do an audio message, or you got to talk to this nigga in emojis. That when we was having that conversation last night, Molly, shout out to my girl Molly. When we was having that conversation last night, and it was like, yo, emojis mean this and emojis mean that. I was like, what? I was so surprised. I didn't know. And I get it now. Because a lot of people, they like picture books. That's why niggas misunderstand the Bible so much. Because even when they was younger, even when they older, when the pastor and the preacher was reading all of the scriptures and thus saith the Lord, nigga, you had a picture book. Now all you seen was Joseph praying and Jesus on the cross. Had to get you niggas picture books. Let me stop. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Got to communicate in emojis nowadays. JB Prisker. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to that. I'm getting to that next, I think. TS Car Washing Detail Service says you saw Chris Paul speak on the Clippers. Hurt. I seen that he pulled up on Mello podcast, but I haven't watched it yet. I've been immersed in this whole birthday thing, so I've been out of the loop a little bit more than I should be. Yo, as Romy Rome says, damn, those tariffs got. What did I tell y'all? Let me show you. Give me a second. Let me work real quick. Let me work. Let me tell you. I'm gonna show y'all. When these niggas come and try to hold me accountable, I don't trip about it. I don't trip about it. When they hold me accountable, I don't trip about it. Anton, are you upset? Anton, these black people coming for you. No, they can't read or write. Nigga, if it wasn't for AI and autocorrect on Apple and Android devices, y'all would be in trouble. Boy, y'all would be in trouble. If it wasn't for iMessage helping you niggas out, we're going to correct this and correct them. Auto-correcting on your niggas before y'all send out y'all text messages, you would be in trouble. And don't keep lying on YouTube. Oh, man, no, YouTube, man. YouTube don't get it. YouTube did it. No. Hell no. Hell no. Nope. I keep on telling y'all, bro, I don't take these niggas serious. I don't take them serious, bro. Anybody got an emoji? You got a picture book for this nigga? Does anybody got an emoji? I'm telling you, when you go out and you, oh my God, Romy Rome, what's wrong with you? Where have you been at? Wait, and he's okay. They don't know how to read. They don't know how to read, bro. And then they'll sit there and say, the blue wave is coming. Look, the blue wave is coming. See how, look, you see the adjustment? Niggas start talking in emojis. Now we get him. Okay, Romy Rome. It's Romy Rome. Niggas start talking in emojis because they start feeling uncomfortable. Anton calling me out. I got to start talking in emojis. Heart, blue, wave coming. Blue wave coming. Then they start making adjustments. Now, what did I tell y'all was going to happen? Man, listen, I'm telling y'all, I know it's a joke, but it's true. Blue wave coming. LOL. He took a risk by saying LOL instead of sending a laughing emoji. He took a risk. And I feel you, big dog, but listen. Listen, bro. Listen. Stop. Y'all niggas are here for a reason. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Shut the fuck up and let me learn you something. See, if I say let me teach you something, you're not going to get it. Oh, he said learn me something. Yeah, Anton. Yeah, okay, learn me then. Lear me. Goofies. These niggas is goofy. Yo, let me ask y'all a question. When did we in the black community start giving precedence to niggas that can't read and write? Why have we always made it okay? And why do we listen to niggas that's ignorant as fuck? What is this mob mentality? What is this thing that we've had to where we allow for the court gesture? Think about it. Why do we exalt comedians? Why are comedians the mouthpiece for the black community? Seinfeld is not the mouthpiece for the white community. Bill Burr is not the mouthpiece for the white community. They actually have real leaders that they lean to. Why do we look to rappers and comedians for our moral compass and the way that we go about living our life? Because we're not that dumb. We're not that dumb in real life. We can't do it. We not going to do this. Why do we listen to them? You know why people get upset at me? Why people get mad at me? You know why? Because I'm smart. Because I'm smart. And I'm wise. And I love God. And I don't have any children out of wedlock. No broken households. Because I'm smart. That's it. Think about it. Think about this for a second. Do you know that people are actually mad that I pay my people well? All of you niggas that's on these panels every day, night in, night out, you be on the internet for 6-7 hours. Y'all don't even generate the revenue that the people that I work with on the panels make. I make sure that my dogs is paid. I make sure that my editors is paid. I make sure my panelists is paid. I make sure that my people is taken care of. And they literally are mad at that. They're mad because I make sure that the people is taken care of because I break bread. But let me ask y'all another question. At what point have y'all ever not heard me say that I break bread with my people? What do I always say? As soon as I get paid, everybody else get paid. What do I always say? Hey, when I get a bag, the first thing I do is what? Bust it down with my people. Always. Always. Anybody that I hire, they're gonna be a bag chaser. Anybody I bring on, they're gonna be a bag chaser. They so mad that we sharing and breaking bread and we running up a bag with our people. Nigga, get you a group of people that you can get some money with. Ain't that what we supposed to be doing? Running up a bag with each other? Ain't that what we supposed to be doing? Running up a bag with each other, getting the money? If we're not going to get no money in this shit, what we doing? We just talking? You know it. You know it. If we not getting the money so that we can share it amongst each other, then what the fuck we here for? You think I'm gonna have my people on the internet at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning and not making sure that they get a bag? You think that I'm gonna have my people talking all night and I'm not trying to figure out how to get more opportunities for them? Why the fuck wouldn't I make sure that my people eat good? And that don't mean that they not already eating good outside of me, because they all doing their own thing. Why wouldn't I ensure that my people, y'all know I sent bonuses out and everybody got a bag in December, that everybody get paid every single month. If I get money, you get money. I don't even go to a nigga live stream and type nothing. And this is the honest to God truth. And y'all know me. I don't even pull up to 2K's live stream unless I'm about to send 500. 500 for me. What's the max? What's the max that YouTube let me spend? 500, I'm sending it. I'm supporting. Everybody is going to be taking care of me. The valet, concierge, anybody that Instacart from me, DoorDash people, anybody that's going to be around me, we eating. We're eating. You seen me do it the other night, didn't you? We gonna eat. These stingy motherfuckers that do all of this shit, live stream, these niggas is dusty as fuck. No money having, broke motherfuckers, all of this stuff. Nah, nigga, we just gonna run it up. We gonna get a bag, we gonna take care of business, we gonna run it up, and we gonna get to it. You know what's so funny? Let's talk about something real quick. I'll give you an example. They said Anton flying them out first class, putting them in the suites in the hotels. Hey, ask Angry Man what his experience was when he came to Detroit and we cooked up and nobody asked Angry Man nothing. How come ain't nobody talk to the guys and say, hey, do he treat y'all the same way that he treat everybody else? Nigga, this is the program. This is just the program. This is the program. This is what we do over here. I'm from Detroit, nigga. We are money getting city ass motherfuckers. That's how we do. This is a standard program. This is the basic level. Charleston will tell you. Man, Charleston got a new live stream that we about to drop. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nigga, this is just the program. Angry Man flew first class. Me and Angry Man was sitting courtside. Nobody cared. You know why? Because Angry Man ain't got no breasts. When me and Angry Man was on the Jumbotron and we was sitting in the exact same fucking seats, nobody cared. When me and Charleston was sitting courtside and we were sitting in those exact same seats, nobody cared. When me and my bros is sitting courtside and nobody even know who they are, nobody is taking no pictures. But Rita, this is not true. But every time that I pull up with a girl, wait a minute, who is that? Oh, no. This is content. Let me ask y'all another question. If my chick ain't tripping about it, because you said it's good, she ain't tripping. What the fuck you care? Bro, we got grown fucking men that care more about what I got going on than the chick that I lay next to. What the fuck is going? What happened? What happened to the masculinity? It's what we drinking, man. It's in the food, bro. It's because of Obama. It's because of Obama. When did we start monitoring what the person that you land next to ain't monitoring? Our streets, what's going on out here? It's because of Obama, bro. Somebody, TLC, I know this has got to be a little hussy, says chick or wife. That's my bitch. That's my wife. That's my chick. It's whatever it is I want it to be. It's whatever I want it to be. Now you worry about whether or not your man is DL. Okay? Focus on that. Focus on that. About to go get your hair done? Yes. All right. I'm going to see you later. Let me see that. Let me see that ring. That's what don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. You want to show your nails? Nails to match the ring? Don't worry about it. We good. What we talking about? What was we about to get into? Something else that we was about to talk about. What was we about to get into? Something about the Bears. Bears. Let's talk about the Bears. Chicago Bears, Indiana. What up?
Can you bring this box in later before you leave?
What box?
On the porch.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
On Hammond for a new Chicago Bears stadium. And this morning, legislators voted unanimously to push a bill out of the Ways and Means Committee. The bill would create the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority, similar to Illinois Sports Facilities Authority. And this could convince the Chicago Bears to cross state line and build a new stadium. Lawmakers say the Bears would pay $2 billion towards construction costs, and the proposal includes new food, beverage, and innkeepers taxes in Indiana's Northwest counties to help pay for the stadium and infrastructure. Among the people who spoke during today's hearing include Hammond's mayor and the Indiana Speaker of the House.
Hammond's ready to partner with the Chicago Bears. Basically, Hammond will do whatever it takes to help make this project a success. Hammond is uniquely positioned for this moment. We're part of the Chicagoland region.
We've had excellent conversations with the Chicago Bears, and we're forging a relationship that will be the foundation of a public-private partnership leading to construction of a world-class stadium.
The Bears releasing a statement this morning saying in part the passage of SB27 would mark the most meaningful step forward in our stadium planning efforts to date. We are committed to finishing the remaining site-specific necessary due diligence to support our vision to build a world-class stadium near the Wolf Lake area in Hammond, Indiana. This latest action out of Indiana puts pressure on Illinois lawmakers to come up with a better proposal. Today, the Revenue and Finance Committee was scheduled to hear the mega project bill, but the meeting was canceled. The bill could give the Bears a long-term property tax break for.
They gone. The Bears is gone, in my opinion. I think the Bears is
lawmakers say they
100%.
Hey, homeowners, selling your house can get pretty exhausting, right? We get it. Life happens, and you don't need
more on this. As you can imagine, the possibility of a Bears move to Indiana not sitting well with some Chicago fans.
WGN's Winnie Dorsch is live at Soldier Field with more on their opinions, and they're pretty strong, aren't they, Winnie?
Good afternoon. Well, as you just heard in Eric's story, a lot of excitement over there in Indiana, but not much here in Chicago. Fans say the move across state lines wouldn't make any sense.
If the Bears leave the state, they're not Chicago Bears anymore.
Can't leave Chicago.
Why?
Can't leave Chicago. It's a Chicago legacy.
See, that's what y'all thought. That's what y'all thought. See, that's what happens when you think too much. You get your head cracked in because you get a little comfortable and you think, this ain't nothing but a breakup. This ain't nothing but a breakup. You thought that you was the baddest thing in his life and that he was the only person that you know what I'm saying? You was the only person that he can get. You don't know that this nigga got motion. Guess what? Guess what'll happen if Chicago Bears move? They're still going to be rich. The way that the National Football League has structured its pay, TV contracts, stadium going to be full no matter what. The fact that the city and the state is willing to put up $2 billion in order to ensure, let me tell you something. Chicago Bears is playing their hand beautifully. Beautifully. You know why? Because it's the same thing what happens when you go on a different job interview. You know what happens? But the only difference is you got to be willing to leave. So this is what happens when you go on a job interview. When you go on a job interview, the best time to interview for a job is not after you get laid off. You know what the best time to interview for a job is? Once you had some successes, once you've established yourself as a team player, once you become like they can't leave you. You're an important part of the team. You're integral. They've given you a raise. They're continuing to promote you within the company. And you know what the best time it is to do an interview for another company or to explore your options is when you up. Is when you up. That's the best time to pay for or to look for another job. You know why? Because boy, your company is going to fight for you. They're going to be willing to match. They sometimes going to be willing to exceed. They're going to want to see the offer. They're going to want to know who you got the offer from, all of that stuff. And so you basically using that as leverage to either force their hand or to say, I'm going to go to a better place. But the difference is you got to be willing to leave. So the offer that you got on the table has got to be good enough for you to leave. Because if they gamble and they say, well, listen, we're disappointed, but I don't think it's anything else that we can do. And yes, they do have more room and more wiggle room in that budget. And if they say there's nothing else that we can do, you got to be willing to leave. You got to be willing to leave. And if you're not willing to leave, then you're going to lose your leverage. And the Chicago Bears is playing this beautifully. And you know what's in Hammond, Indiana? You know what's in Hammond, Indiana? Casinos. One of the biggest poker rooms in the United States of America is right in Hammond, Indiana. You know what's north of Chicago? A Milwaukee casino. You know what's south of Chicago? Casinos. And they're willing to do anything that it takes in order to bring tourism. That's the beautiful part about being in the United States of America, is because you have states that compete against each other. You have states that compete against each other. And when you have people that are former school attendants and former school teachers becoming a mayor of Chicago, and they can't do the math to understand why it's very important for you to even keep your own fucking team in a major city. What major city has lost their own team? And I'm not talking about like just a major city like a Seattle or something. I'm talking about one of the biggest cities in the West, one of the biggest cities in the Midwest, one of the biggest cities in the East, one of the biggest cities in the South. They don't lose teams. As a matter of fact, most of the time teams move back into the city. That's what the Pistons did. That's what the Detroit Lions did. They moved into downtown. They didn't move away from the city.
Now, the Chicago Bears have already committed $2 billion toward building a new stadium in Arlington Heights. However, they want Illinois lawmakers to agree to a property tax deal for that project.
Houston had lost
right now, the team does not pay property.
Well, Houston was going broke too, but we'll get there.
Taxes at Soldier Field, as it is government owned. Today, the Illinois Revenue and Finance Committee was set to look at a bill that would freeze the team's property tax assessment for up to 40 years and provide more than $850 million in infrastructure support. However, that meeting was canceled, but we just heard from Governor Pritzker at an unrelated event.
Triathlon.
Well, let me start with the fact that it was a surprise to us. The Bears actually yesterday, we completed more than 3 hours, my team did, of discussions with the Bears, very positive discussions, and indeed mostly agreed on a bill that would move forward this morning. But they asked us not to move forward with it this morning because they said they wanted to tweak a couple of items in the bill, which were things that we were working with them on. And so to have a statement put out by the Bears, now they're saying to us that statement is not some confirmation that they're moving to Indiana, but rather that Indiana had asked them to say that, they're going to move forward with the negotiations in Indiana. But I have to say it's very disappointing to hear that they would put that statement out, but not say anything about the advancement that's been made in the state of Illinois. But we're waiting to hear from the Bears what they'd like to do next.
If Chicago lose the Bears, y'all are going to be the laughing stock of the United States of America. If Chicago loses the Bears, if y'all lose it to Indiana, that means that Indiana would have two teams. They would have the Colts and they would have the Bears. If y'all lose them, if they become the Gary Bears, the gay Bears, if if they become the gay Bears, or if they become the Hammond Bears, listen, that can't be any bigger of a L. Y'all need to just go ahead and sit the fuck down. If they become the Gary Bears, the gay Bears, then that's going to be wild. That is going to be the wildest thing. If they become the Gary Bears, the gay Bears. Y'all gonna be the laughing stock of the United States of America. If y'all become the gay Bears, I can't imagine. Y'all just need
more
to
on
vote
this,
out
as you can
everybody.
imagine, the possibility.
Seriously. Y'all should just vote out everybody if y'all become the gay Bears. That's insane, bro.
Welcome back here at 9:30. I'm Chris Todd.
Lawmakers in the House Ways and Means Committee unanimously passed a bill that would help fund that project. Now, this comes as a pivotal hearing in Springfield today that would have determined whether the Bears build a new stadium in Arlington Heights was suddenly canceled. Sources tell us Illinois lawmakers wanted to work through some additional.
So this is what we know for sure. Chicago has already taken an L, right? Because they're not going to stay in Chicago. Brandon Johnson is the worst politician in the United States of America right now. For him to leave that revenue on the table and to lose his team, because either they're going to build in Arlington Heights or they're going to move to Indiana. So Chicago is out of the running. Chicago already lost because money talks, bullshit walks. And because they don't even know how to manage their city finances effectively, this is what's happening in Chicago. So Chicago lost already. We could just throw them out the window. All right. Now, the question is, will Illinois lose the Bears? And will they lose them to Indiana? If I was Indiana, let me tell you what I would do if I was Indiana. If I was Indiana, I would say, hey, listen, because they already got $2 billion on the table. I would throw them another B just to spit in JB Pritzker's face. I would throw him another $1 billion, say, hey, man, here's $3 billion. We'll figure out the details later. We'll build you a new stadium, man. We'll give you a B. How about that one? I will make them an offer they can't refuse. I would just absolutely shit on them. If I was Indiana, I would throw them another B. Right? We'll do like Alonzo did. We'll squeeze one of our old ones. Well, I don't talk to dead men. Well, I'm not dead yet. What are you going to do? I'm just going to tax one of my old accounts. They know where the money is. They know who the dope boys are. They know who the people that send the Fenty in. They know who running shit inside of Indiana. Tax one of your old accounts. Throw them a B just to spit in their face and have them come on over. We're going to name them the Gay Bears. Slide the negotiators, $5 million each. Is it $5M for you, $5M for you, $5M for you? All right. What's Indiana's budget? Indiana, they're gonna spend $44 billion this year. Yeah, they can figure that out. $5 billion in state reserves. Yeah, they can figure that out. They can figure that out 100%. $676 million in surplus. I can throw them an extra B. We good. They figure that out. Got $44 billion in spending. We'll figure that out. This is nothing to y'all. This is nothing to y'all. Take their stadium. Then I will start talking to the Chicago Blackhawks. Hey, Blackhawks, y'all ready to move too? Throw in a couple more casinos to make the money back. Y'all good. Y'all good. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let me see. Shout out to you, it's Romy Rome. Get them tariffs together, bro. Tariffs. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, what is one song if you were stranded on an island you'll listen to the whole time while you was there? Mine's is Nipsey, Stuck in a Grind. I would be praying. So maybe something about the name Jesus. Fred Hammond. You know what I'm saying? Man will be all God. Lord, save me. Get me off this island. I wouldn't be thinking about no Nipsey, no 50, no Wayne, no none of that. I'll be all spiritual. You know what I'm saying? On a praise break. You saw the Jim Jones video of him beating the door? Yes, I did. Rees is in the building, says, yeah, some Rance Allen or Fred Hammond. My question is, if we already complaining about life itself, how are we going to make life better if we let ordinary people make our decisions? TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, they saying Melo going to pay the car he hit $200,000. I don't know nothing about that. AR's back says, just like Kendrick, as soon as they sense that victimhood is dwindling, and we may be getting smarter, they got to pop out. 704 Chino says, all facts. What up, Chino? Oliak says, or Ali C says, have you considered investing in Utah real estate? Only thing I'm investing in right now is Metro Detroit. Tyrone says, AD, you know it. I know it. All of us with brains know it. The community is trash. Always a SS backwards and on the wrong side of everything. It's sickening to see. Casey says, keep being great, Anton. Always, big dog. Thank you, Casey. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. I'm thinking of a master plan. This ain't nothing like side mine. No, we're not gonna do Eric B and Rakim right now. Ali says, or Germany, 0% tax if you hold 10 plus years. What? 0% tax if you hold 10 plus years. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. Bears pulling a hostage move on Chicago. I don't think Chicago going. We gonna find out. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. Bears is wild though because they want the taxpayers to pay for the stadium. Yeah, that's what happens when you got leverage. Spacer says trolls about to say Anton calls his wife this. Seeker of Truth says Mayor Dummy Johnson dropped the ball here again. He should have secured the Bears bag. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says you see the Chiefs move to Kansas. That's a fact. JB sounds dumb, my dog Mr. Lot says. That's like expecting the guy that stole your chick to give you a compliment. But anyways, go Lions, one pride. Yeah, we dog walked the Knicks last night, bro. They'd really be the Indianimals. Ooh. What else we got on the docket? Let's see what's happening in the streets. Oh, and just a reminder, not only do we got after hours tonight, but we also have the Millionaire Morning Show tomorrow and on Sunday. So no breaks. No breaks. We pushing. Let me see what's happening in these streets. I do want to do a budget video. But I want to get this too before we get there.
Powered by the promise of making the nation's largest city more affordable. But now he's floating this idea of raising property taxes for all. And New Yorkers, well, we know they're never shy to share their own opinions. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim with their message for the mayor tonight.
I don't plan to move. It's my home. I'm not leaving.
This two-story single-family home in Cambria Heights is Vivian Campbell's American dream come true, his starter home that has become his forever home.
The greatest thing to happen to me.
He bought it just after graduating college in the 1990s. If you step inside, he even has a stack of CDs to prove.
Wow, I remember those. Yo, I remember those. I used to have the CD holders. Man, that bring back memories right there. He living. I ain't even gonna cap. A dog living. He living. You know why he living? Because he probably got his house paid off, bought his crib in the 90s. Let's say he bought it in 95. 2005, 25. He probably just paid his house off. You can tell that he take care of his stuff too. This is how it used to be. You know how you can tell that he look at it. All of that's redone. All of that is well taken care of. That whole front is redone. He got good lighting on there. He got all of that, the railing. It looked like the porch is probably relatively new. Preserved the brick. He got the railing in the front of it. He take care of his stuff. You can tell he take care of his stuff. This is how it was supposed to be in the community, y'all. Honestly. When your parents passed on the house and they passed away, you were supposed to make improvements, upgrade it, and then you're supposed to have that in the house, that in the home forever. And then when you pass it on, right, they're supposed to upgrade it and make it modern for their time. And then you're supposed to keep on having a home and a family forever. You're supposed to always have it. You're supposed to always have your homes and a family. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. I already told y'all what my daughter got for her birthday, right? The big gift, the big dog gift. Took her through there, take her through there yesterday. She picked out all of her faucets. She picked out her flooring, her tiling, everything. And so she's almost, her new crib is almost done. Yep. Her new crib is almost done. And that's what she'll get. This is what it used to look like. That's what it looks like now. So you're supposed to take care of your stuff. And you got Mom Donnie raising property taxes and ruining this man's life.
In college in the 1990s. If you step inside, he even has a stack of CDs to prove it. The retired real estate professional who was on a fixed income recently poured almost $35,000 into a new front porch and a new roof.
I told you. Boy, I'm able to spot what's going on. That man is investing in his property. He's a good property owner. He pays his property taxes. He takes care of his stuff. Put a new roof on a house. Put a new porch on there. Put railing up there. The whole 9 yards. And guess what you got? You got these punk-ass politicians that's coming through saying, but you know what? We want to raise property taxes because we want to give everybody some free shit. That's why I am against all of these socialist, Democrat people, because they will try to push you out your motherfucking house in order to try to satisfy some campaign promises to give people free shit. And you are the ones that's going to pay for it. It's going to be the regular everyday people that bought their home, that pay their mortgages, pay their taxes. Those are going to be the ones that didn't suffer.
Now with Mayor Mamdani proposing a property tax increase, he feels duped.
Do you feel like he lied to you?
He'll not feel. He lied. Not feel. It's obvious.
That's why Campbell was among the dozens of homeowners in Southeast Queens who turned out for what they say was an emergency response to the mayor.
Mayor Zoran Mamdani. Nope. You deserve it. You voted for him. You deserve it. You voted for him. We warned y'all punk asses. We warned you. We warned you. Yep, they're going through the same thing in Chicago. We warned y'all. We told you. We said, listen, nothing is going to be free in the United States of America. Somebody is going to have to pay for it. And listen, they looking to raise property taxes almost 10%. 10% perpetually for the entire time that he gonna be there. Year over year over year. Boy, they is robbing y'all blind. They is taking y'all to the cleaners, and they are going to, man, this dude ain't even been in office 6 months, and he already doing a number. That's what y'all get for voting a fucking rapper that ain't never had a job in the office in New York. You did this to yourselves. See all of these black people? Huh? You see y'all? You see what you did? I keep telling y'all that these people are not working in your best interest. They're not working in your best interest. I warned you, motherfuckers.
Who turned out for what they say was an emergency response to the mayor.
Mayor Zoran Mondani, you are out your goddamn mind.
To the mayor, with the greatest respect, in every campaign speech, in every debate where you engage.
No, y'all was feeling him when he was a rapper.
Response to the mayor.
Mayor Zoran Mondani, you are out your goddamn mind.
Oh.
To the mayor, with the greatest respect, in every campaign speech, in every debate where you engage, we opened our ears to listen. Now today, accept the words echoing from us now. Do your job as mayor and leave our taxes out.
To close a 5.
Wait a minute. So you telling me that Democrats also don't want their taxes to be raised just like Republicans? No. See, you was cool when you said, oh, no, listen, they only going to raise the taxes on the rich people. I said, hey, nope, that's not what's going to happen. They coming for you and your home and your property taxes and your schools and your job and everything. And you are the ones that's going to be taxed. And you're going to be taken to the cleaners as a result of it. And you know what y'all said? Anton, you don't know what you're talking about. Anton, you don't know what you're talking about. No, tax the rich. And I said, it's always going to come back to you, big dog. Every single time it's going to come back to you. Every single time it's going to come back to you. No, tax the rich. It's our socialism. We're all for it. We're right standing in line with middle-aged liberal white women. And we're going to advocate for Mom Donnie to do this. And we want Mom Donnie. I said, this is going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be trouble.
$0.4 billion budget gap. The mayor says he has two options. Convince Governor Hochul to tax the wealthy, which he refuses to do.
Oh, so he can't do it. Interesting. So he don't have no power to tax wealthy people in New York City. So he can't do the thing that he promised the people on the campaign trail. We told you that he wouldn't be able to do it. You dumb motherfuckers ran to the polls, voted him in with record numbers. Eric Adams was laughing at you niggas. He said, oh, y'all gonna see. Eric Adams warned y'all. He laughed at y'all. Let me see if I can get Eric Adams. I gotta find it. He laughed. He was cracking up on his way out of the door. He was laughing.
So if you're just waking up in a stunning development,
Is there related who is running? Then Cuomo is
be clear, and I'm still a Democrat. I'm running on an independent line to raise 1%. He wants to raise tax on 1% of New York's high-income earners. As the mayor, you don't have the authority to do that. You know who has the authority to do that? An assemblyman, which he is. He wants to do free buses. He could have done it at assemblyman. He doesn't understand the power of government and how you must making sure you improve your economy, raise the standard of living. And this is what we've done in the city. And I'm looking.
He told you. Eric Adams told you. He said he don't have the power to do the things that he promising the people. He don't know. He don't know what he talking about. He don't have no power to do the thing that he promising. Y'all went hook, line, and sinker and said, nope, nope, nope. Rich people won't pay for it. We're going to jump on buses for free. We're going to freeze rent. We're going to do all of these things. He told you out of his own mouth. He said it. He said he doesn't have the power to do this stuff. It's not going to go well for y'all over in New York. It's not going to happen. And y'all went for the dumb shit.
To close a $5.4 billion budget gap, the mayor says he has two options: convince Governor Hochul to tax the wealthy, which he refuses to do, or raise the city property tax rate by 9.5%.
Faced with no other choice, the city would have to exercise the only revenue lever fully within our own control. We would have to raise property taxes.
But the city council would have to approve the measure, and Council Speaker Julie Menon says the proposal should not be on the table whatsoever. Meanwhile, Hochul, for her part, is unlikely to soften her position as she faces re-election this year.
You are giving only two options. You're saying if we don't tax the rich, then I got to increase property taxes. We are not a pawn in Southeast Queens. We are not part of your negotiation tactics.
In Queens, Stefan Kim.
You know what? Sometimes I wish I was wrong because I know that middle-class people are going to be the ones that suffer from it. Sometimes I wish I was wrong. I wish I was wrong when it came to New York, but you wouldn't let me be. You wouldn't let me be. You think that Democrats keep promising you free shit is going to result in anything other than what you've got over the last 40 fucking years, which is nothing but higher taxes, a lower quality of life, and you losing your property. Dumb. Dumb. This is what I predict. Property taxes is going to go up in New York City, and he's going to blame it on everybody else except for himself. Trump laughed at him. Trump was like, yep, I like you. I like you. And y'all was like, oh, man, look at him. He got the best of Trump. Trump is in Mar-a-Lago. And guess what they don't pay? They don't have to pay income taxes over in Florida. Trump is hanging out in Mar-a-Lago. He's having a good time. Him, his sons, his grandkids, they're all just having a hoot. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. You're going to learn. One way or another, you're going to learn. Country Boy Finesse says, 2 Bears players did kiss on TV. Johnny Mac says, YouTube effing with the algorithm because I got all notifications on and didn't get one for the Millionaire Morning Show, so I'm just getting here. Well, I'm just glad that you're here. We're not going to trip on it. Mr. Law says, come on, New York, think about it. Jameer's a rapper. You can't protest, and you got to send a diss track. Chris Park says, one of the reasons I follow you is for stuff like this. I only want the money for my family. Paid off home for my kids. I'll push for that every day. Get that money, bro. That's what life is about. It's about the kids, bro. Free, 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 free. And I hate Trump. Too bad for them. Shout out to Riri. What up, Riri? Riri, you over there hanging out in Brooklyn? I'm going to have to go visit New York just to troll. When it warms up outside, we're going to visit New York to troll. Mr. Joe says, I hope NYC enjoys the next 4 years. The voters can't remove the mayor via election or petition. Only the governor can remove the mayor. Laymar on air says, can you play the Mom Donnie hit song 106 and Anton?
Another hunt.
Wake up with you on my mind. Celebrating this kind of time. So I leave my work on like Shakira. I so I call me a mulera. Jagara kura be ko nera. Just wanna put you in my camera. So I check my pockets for some scenting. Wagaranyo, kukuri rente. Chop, chop, chop it up. Chop, chop, chop it up. Chop, chop, chop it up. Chop, 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 chop it up.
Kinda, N-O-Y, mere. Kinda, be a bad belly. Kinda, tell me if you feel it. Kinda, do it when you're ready. Kinda, Sabina Kanene. Kinda, hands up in the air like. Kinda, N-O-Y, mere. Kinda, be a bad belly. Kinda. Anaduku dante high caliber. People like it, basaja balaba. Asasi, asasi, mardadi, fisasi. Kanda milani, tebutu, fisasi. Too much beauty, you don't need a trace. Bring it up, yo, jibunana. Hilo zaidi, jebanana. Talkum kul kanda mana.
Chop, chop, chop it up. Chop, chop, chop it up. Chop, chop, chop it up. Chop, 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 chop it up.
Kinda, N-O-Y, mere. Kinda, be a bad belly. Kinda, tell me if you feel it. Kinda, do it when you're ready. Kinda, Sabina Kanene. Kinda, hands up in the air like. Kinda, N-O-Y, mere. Kinda, be a bad belly.
That's your mayor. Oh, he's so cool. He's so cool. He's a rapper.
College with a 2.9 GPA. The thing that helped me the most was just I graduated college with a 2.9 GPA. The thing that helped me the most was just not giving up. I recently purchased a rental property, so that brings my total savings to $130,500. I'm 29 years old, working as a software engineer in tech. I make $292,000 a year, and this is how I spend my money in New York City.
Woo!
For my pre-tax income, my salary is $188,000. I make a yearly annual bonus of $28,200. That's 15% of my base pay and is performance-based. I also get compensated for on-call, another $28,200 per year. I get RSUs from my company, which are about $45,000 per year. I have the high yield savings account, which accrues about $2,500 in interest annually. And so that brings my pre-tax total income to about $292,000. Post-tax monthly.
Now, would y'all consider him a high value man just based off of his income? If all you had was the income, would you consider him a high value man? Let me tell you what I see this. Like when I look at this, right? Salary, bonus, on-call pay, RSUs, high interest. When I look at this, you know what this looks like to me? Let me look at it. Let me translate it from a dating perspective for the ladies. I don't think that women would date this guy. If you're just looking at it purely based off of just this profile, income, all of that. You know why, Sabrina? You know why such a lady? You know why, Molly? You know what women don't care for? They don't care. You know what? Do you know what women hate more than a broke man? I think you figured it out, AR. Do you know what women hate more than a broke man? More than a broke man, women hate men that are super successful and not generous. They hate a nigga that get money and don't want to spend it. A cheap guy, a frugal guy. AR said he's too responsible. Ain't nothing like a chick that want to get with a dude, and then this dude is acting like he broke because he more focused on his money and his goals than he is on making sure that he have fun and spending it on her. You know what they say? What's the point of getting money? What's the point of getting money if you're not going to spend it? What's the point of having all of this? I'm telling you, more than a dude that is broke, they hate a dude that got money that's unwilling to spend it.
So that brings my pre-tax total income to about $292,000. Post-tax monthly calculation. So my pre-tax monthly income is $21,975. I max out my pre-tax 401k contributions each month, and that comes out to $2,300. Also, for my 401k contribution, I get a 50% match from my employer. My monthly taxable income.
That's dope. I love it. The best thing you could do is get all of the free money. One of the ways that he gets free money is that he doesn't max out too early. So if you don't max out too early, and that's why he's spacing it out, he's calculated it. This is why math was important. He's calculated that if he contributes this amount per month, then he can get the full match by the end of the year, which he then gets the free money. And a lot of people don't like that because they say, well, I can't touch it. I can't do nothing with it. I can't tell you how many videos that I have in the tuck that I'm going to react to of people that are getting older and saying, I don't have shit available for when I retire. I'm going to probably have to work till I die. I'll have to. Not that I want to. I'll have to. It's free money. It accumulates. It grows over time. Unless you are utilizing the money to do something else more efficient or sufficient, like investing in real estate or something, get the money.
Is $19,675. My monthly federal taxes come out to $5,580. My monthly state taxes are $1,330, and my monthly city taxes are $790. This brings my post-tax monthly take-home pay to $11,975.
I hate taxes with a passion.
My bonuses, I receive projected $28,200 a year. And
highest taxable rate, baby.
That is about 15% of my base salary and is performance-based. The tax rate for that is 45%. So in total, the taxes that I pay are $12,690.
To get a $28,000 bonus and have to only take home, literally, you're only taking home less than $16,000. 15 and change is what you're taking home. I made 28. I'm only take home 15 and change. Now, somebody will say, well, that's 15,000. No, dog, you just gave the government almost 13 grand, bro.
So my bonus take home pay every year comes out to $15,510. So that brings my total
15K.
Total annual take home pay to $159,210.
So listen, look at what he pays annually in taxes.
Total take home pay to
total annual taxes just for being competent, just for being successful, just for being great, just for growing. Annual taxes is $106,000. That will break me. It will break my heart, bro. total annual taxes. And think about this. He maximizing the amount that he could defer in taxes by investing in his 401k and stuff like that. It's insane, bro. It's insane. The more successful you are, the less successful you are. I don't know who came up with this idea, but this shit is highway robbery. And guess what? People in New York, they're going to have to pay more taxes.
$159,210, and my total monthly take-home pay is $13,268.
Hold on, I'm looking at something real quick. Nails? Nails? Oh, we got to get to the total responsible spending. I need to see what he's spending on his nails.
For people looking to break into tech, I'll say that my biggest piece of advice is just working hard. You give up. So for the monthly expenses, starting with the responsible stuff, my rent is $3,495 a month. This is for a 1-bedroom in the East Village.
New York is the worst, bro.
It's a 2nd floor walk-up. It has
second floor walk-up apartment, and you paying almost $4,000 a month.
Dishwasher and in-unit washer and dryer. So my grocery bill comes out to about $500 a month. I pay $200 in utilities, and this is for electric and gas. I don't have any student loans. I paid off my student loans a few years ago, so I don't have any monthly payment on those. I don't have any credit card debt. For my Mega Backdoor Roth, I invest $2,600 a month. My laundry bill is...
Yeah, he not spending nothing on y'all ladies. He's spending it all on himself, all on his investments, all on his retirement, paying off his debt and student loans. If you think that you about to take a trip over to Louis, you can forget it.
$0.
You're too responsible.
I do all of my laundry within
It's
my
the type of dude that's going to make sure that you are contributing, and he wants to make sure that if he has to pay 100% of the bills, then he wants to know what you're doing with your day.
I don't have a car. I sold my car when I moved up to New York, so I don't have that payment anymore. For public transport, I pay $75, and that's mostly taking the bus and the subway as well. Subscriptions come out to about $50 a month. That's Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max. And so that brings my total responsible bills to $6,920. So
just to exist, and this is another thing that I keep telling people, cars, credit cards, and student loans will eat you alive. A lot of times those are the 3 biggest things that is preventing people. It's not the rent. It's not the utilities. It's not food. A lot of times your self-inflicted wounds is death by 1,000 cuts because you're spending money on stuff that you don't need. But cars, credit cards, and student loans are the devil. If you can get rid of those, you will be gold.
Now for the irresponsible stuff. For my fun and random bills, I pay about $300 a month. That's for the occasional DJ set or pop-up around the city. I like listening to house music, so I'll check out different venues in the city. Or if I'm just strolling along and find something in the store that I like, I'll spend money on that. For alcohol, I spend about $100 a month. I don't really go out to the bars too often, but when I do, my go-to is in the East Village, specifically Mr. Paradise's. Really cool bar with very good cocktails. Ubers, I spend about $50 a month. I usually try to stick to public transport.
He not spending nothing on y'all. He is not spending nothing on no women.
But occasionally I'll splurge when I just don't feel like doing that for the day. So that brings my total irresponsible bills to $450 a month. Now for the bonus spending. For eating out in restaurants, I spend about $800 a month. A nice perk from my employer is that I get free breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I'm in the office. So that's pretty nice. It brings down my eating out bill and my grocery bill. It brings it down pretty substantially. When I eat out, I usually like to stick to the East Village. I really like Thursday Kitchen for Korean food. And when I'm looking for like a sandwich, I'll usually go to my local bodega at East Village Finest Deli. They make the best chicken cutlet sandwiches, and all the guys there are really great. For travel, I set aside about $500 a month. I like to travel pretty frequently. So one of the most recent trips I came back from was 2 weeks in Europe. I started in Portugal, starting in Lisbon, and then I went to the south of France, and then the Amalfi Coast and ended the trip in Rome. International trips like that are usually my go-to. I also like traveling domestically as well. I have a trip to the Catskills with my family planned for next week, actually. For gym and fitness, I spend about $200 a month. I actually have 2 gym memberships. One is a Crunch, where I usually just go for lifting. And then I also have a membership at a boxing gym. So that's another way I like to spend my time, and it's been a fun hobby for me. So for my hair, I set aside about $50 a month. I get a haircut probably every other month. So when I do go, it's $100 for a haircut and a beard trim.
I will tell you that Black people, we spend way more on our hair, beards. Guys go to the barbershop at least once or twice a month, once a week, or twice a month. And it just is what it is. These guys, they get haircuts once every other month, once every 3 months.
For clothes, I spend about $100 a month.
He not spending nothing on y'all. You can forget it, ladies. Ladies, he not spending a dime on y'all. If he's spending $100 a month on clothes, you can forget it. You could forget it. Not happening whatsoever. Nope.
I don't really shop too often.
Women don't care about how much money you make. They care about whether or not you're making money and you're generous. That's what they like.
And so it usually works out to about once a month where I'll find a piece of clothing that I really like and I'll go ahead and buy it then. But other than that, I'm not really spending too much on clothes. For coffee, I spend about $20 a month.
Well, he won't spend nothing on his nails.
The perk for my job is that I do get free coffee. So most of the time when I'm getting coffee, it'll be usually either in the office or I'm making it at home. I have a home espresso machine that I really like to use and experiment with. So I'm rarely going out to drink coffee. And so that brings the total bonus spending.
So he don't spend nothing on nails and skincare. There you go, ladies. He's not, see, everything worked out.
To $1,670. My short-term financial goals is to save up to buy a house in the city within the next 3 to 5 years, hopefully. So I'm using a lot of my investments to come up with that down payment, hopefully. I would really like to buy a house in the city, but if it doesn't work out, I'd be okay continuing to rent here. So I'm not in a huge rush. For my long-term financial goals, I would love to retire early. So I'm 29 now. Ideally, if I could retire between like 40 to 45, I think that would be great. So that would give me more time to pursue my hobbies and spend more time with family.
DJing?
Also, travel is really big to me. So if I could retire at a young age and continue to...
Y'all not getting a dime out of this nigga. If you think he about to mess up his trajectory for retirement, for taking you out and having a woman in his life, it's not gonna happen.
Travel the world, I think that would be really awesome. For my savings, I have about...
Y'all notice that every single time that any of these guys, this is the second video that I did, they don't mention women. Guys that are dead set on becoming successful do not focus on women. They don't focus on women. I keep telling y'all that. They are not focused on that. They'll pay attention to the women later, but they do not focus on women. He ain't neither one of the guys that I reviewed from this. Are focusing on women. They not checking for y'all. They are not checking for y'all at all. They don't give a fuck. There ain't nothing in here saying I need my dating budget. I need to focus on a girl. I'm living with a girl. Me and a girl moved in together. We about to get whatever, so on and so forth. They not focused on y'all at all. Not even a little bit.
$150,000 in my 401k. My cash on hand is about $6,500 that I keep as my emergency fund within my high yield savings account. My other investments are about $50,000. So this is mostly in RSUs and some specific tech stocks, specifically NVIDIA is a company that I've enjoyed investing in. I feel very strongly about the tech sector, and I feel like right now is a really good time for growth throughout the industry, especially because of AI. So I like to invest in some of the big players that I could see having big returns in the future. Home equity, I recently purchased a rental property. So I have $24,000 in equity. For my home equity, I have about $170,000 left on the mortgage. I break even each month on the rental property. So it's cash neutral. This is something that I got into because of my mom. She actually does this as a side hustle, and she encouraged me to do the same. So it's been something that I've been trying out. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of it. I definitely prefer investing in stocks. I haven't had a return on the rental property in general yet, whereas I feel like if I invested the money that I put as a down payment into stocks, I could have made significantly more money by now. But this has just been a lesson that I've learned. And something else with rental properties is it's not as liquid as stocks, and so it hasn't been as fun as just investing. So that brings my total savings to $230,500.
He don't care nothing about y'all, ladies. He is focused on his bag. He's focused on his bag. All right. He focused on his bag, y'all. Said Trump about to speak on the tariff ruling. Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow because we live streaming tomorrow and we live streaming on Sunday. So no money for you, ladies. No money for you. All right. Listen, let me read some of these super chats, see what's happening out in these streets. Shout out to Lamar on there. I appreciate you. Netflix deal with Breakfast Club isn't working. You never get away from your core audience. Let me see what's happening. Netflix. Am I signed into Netflix? I know their views is crashing like a motherfucker. Or I'm sorry, crashing like a monster. Netflix. They said we can watch it on the Breakfast Club. Watch the Breakfast Club on Netflix now. Let's see. I'm going to try to find it. Let's see if we can find it. I'm on Netflix now. All right. What do? I got to search for it. You can't see the views though.
A nice place. This is really dope.
Really?
I haven't been in the old studio. And in spirit I was, because I watched it on YouTube coming up as a kid. So, but it's pretty nice.
Nah.
Yeah,
you are a senior writer and editor.
Listen, more power to them. Nah, I'm good. Nah. I don't think that was wise. But they went and got the bag, so it just doesn't make sense. When I go to Netflix, this is me personally. When I go to Netflix, I'm gonna watch The Wolf of Wall Street. I'm gonna watch. First of all, you got to search for it. I'd rather watch Crazy Stupid Love, something like that, bro. Forrest Gump. I heard Apple is getting into streaming also. Y'all heard anything about that? Let me see something. Apple streaming. I heard Apple is getting into streaming. Somebody sent me something, said Apple might open the floodgates to in-car video streaming or something like that. Apple acquired. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Remind me to talk about it tomorrow. Shout out to you. Or maybe we'll talk about the Netflix on the Breakfast Club today. Chad Bianca for Cali governor. Shout out to you, Jason Jocelyn. Amir Young says, just put my boy onto the Patreon and let's go bag chasers. Shout out to my bag chasers. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Champion Chuck says, more like tax with the Mom Donnie song. OG Kindness says, I pay you $2 to turn that off. Riri says, nah, I moved to Raleigh 6 years ago. However, I have family in NY and I have a Gen Z cousin who voted for Mom Donnie, her and her little friends. Ain't it great to be wise? He kind of reminds me of Full Force from House Party. Shout out to Mr. Lot. They post the shorts for advertisement. That's stale. That's dumb. Greetings, Lord Anton. Peace and blessings, says Crimson. What up, Crimson? My girl Crimson in the building. Daniel is always learning. Shout out to Daniel. Yeah. All right, y'all. So I got to get out of here. I got to get to the studio so I can actually get some real work done. And we got live streaming tonight, live streaming tomorrow, live streaming on Sunday. We in there. And we got the film frame fights on Sunday too. So we working. We working. All right, I'm going to see y'all tonight. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.